welcome back to my YouTube channel, YouTube page. I already did my makeup and hair. Just straightened it today because I don't feel like doing all that. Today I felt like doing like a little get to know me. Talking about stuff regarding me feels odd. Feels like I shouldn't. I had dropped out of school when I was 15. It was the beginning of the second semester of grade 10. I dropped out due to getting bullied. At the time I was getting bullied, my dog suddenly passed away in my arms. I don't really want to get into detail because like genuinely it is traumatic and I don't want to just, it has to do with a lot of blood. I just don't really want to like put a lot of people through what I had to go through at all. It's the last thing I'd ever want anyone to experience ever, but like to witness to something that you loved so dearly. It's kind of heartbreaking. I decided to do a real get to know me. I dropped out, yes, when I was in grade 10. The overlapping due to the bullying and my dog dying, I was not able to continue on in class. 3 out of 4 of my classes every day I was with the person that bullied me. I therefore could not focus, I couldn't get work done, I couldn't do anything. I remember going to my grade coordinator at the time, asking to be taken out of a class. Is there any way I can get out of this class? I'm getting bullied in it. I'm not safe in the class, I can't learn, there's no way I can do anything, right? She looked at me, said no, and walked her ass away. Like dead ass. My jaw was fucking on the floor. My jaw was on the damn floor. Watching her walk away from me, I'll never forget that. That was the last straw for me at that school. I was really alone at that school. I had nobody. I had to leave. I couldn't do it anymore. I probably would have gotten hit again. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to mention, my dog passed beginning of February 2018. Yeah, 2018. So my dog passed in 2018. That was hard because he did get me through a lot of the bullying. Like he really was there for me more than anything or anybody. And just to have him pass when I needed him the most like that really sucked. After that, I tried to do, okay, so this story is all over the place. So the bullying picked up on New Year's Eve. I was at a New Year's Eve party, you know, like everyone does. I'd been to this house before, so this was like my second or third time at this person's house. I felt like comfortable going, right? Wrong. I tried to avoid the person that whole night. It was like on an acreage, so there was like a barn and a house and like there were places to go. I could definitely get away if I wanted, but also I was like 40 minutes out of where I live. I was in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't just leave. They had like a barn and then they had these like staircase going way up to like the roof where there was like a ledge. No railing, by the way. I'm surprised I wasn't shoved off there onto the cement ground. Was shoved down the stairs when I went up just to grab my bag to literally leave. That's all I wanted to do was leave. I grabbed my bag and as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm like, I made it, I'm getting out of this, I can go home and feel safe. I was shoved down the stairs. There was a large metal and wood, whatever, scaffolding thing right at the bottom of the stairs. I don't know how I caught myself. I landed, thankfully. There had to be like 12 to 14 stairs there, all wooden, by the way. So wood staircase, plywood, planks everywhere. Shoved down the stairs, I caught myself. Sorry for how bad this story is telling. I honestly have never ever talked about this since this happened. I caught myself. I'm surprised I didn't snap my neck on the scaffolding at the end. I kept trying to get out. I was trying to leave. The person came running down the stairs after me. You would go down the stairs here and then you would turn around to like leave the doors underneath. So that's what I did. I was shoved again. Phone flew out of my hand. I didn't know where that went for a while. Sorry. This is very hard for me to articulate this story. I've never told this before. I was shoved and then I was consistently hit for probably 2 minutes or more straight on my head. Or damn, it felt like 2 minutes. And I made it out with nothing. I think I had like a little bruise from protecting my head. This person ended up breaking their like knuckle or something like that. I had to like, they followed me outside. I was getting hit, repeatedly hit. They're laughing every time I'd look up and open my eyes. They're laughing at me. I was thrown into like this tree and I remember having to pull like bits of like pine tree or spruce tree out of my hair. Like it was matted in. Nobody was there for me. There was like probably 25, 30 at least people there. Nobody helped. There was this one girl. I don't want to name her name, but she genuinely, I don't know what her thoughts are on me. She came and asked if I was okay, and I will never forget that. Sorry. I probably needed that. I really needed that. I remember texting my old best friend at the time, telling her what happened and her just trying to calm me down and trying to tell me everything's gonna be okay. The next whole month I was getting bullied really badly in every class. Everything that happened to me on New Year's Eve was spread, so as soon as I got in the first day back after the holidays, I had to deal with that. Wow, I've never thought about this. This is like, I'm like back in how I felt then. Weird. I remember going to the class and just everyone looking at me and laughing, and I had to deal with that for 3 out of 4 of my classes every single day for that whole month. Made it to like something between February like 2nd and 15th, 2018. Kept all of this inside. I didn't tell anybody I was getting bullied at the time. Like, nobody knew. It was something I held in and like I would come home and I would deal with on my own. It was getting really bad in my social and English. I would skip what I could. And I remember the last time my English class I think had a different room, or the homeroom moved to like a different end of the school. I remember it being worse there. Like, I remember sitting in my desk and anytime I would look left, there was the whole group of people that were bullying me right there. I had like my little group of people I would talk to, but like in all honesty, I don't think they knew the extent of it and how hard it was for me to just sit there and be in that class. And then yeah, I walked out one day after they consistently were just laughing at me. I couldn't take it anymore. I was getting bullied I was just getting so much like hate messages. Anytime I would remove that out of my life and block these people, I would get hated on more because I was trying to get rid of that negative energy. So that was also like layering into like how I felt. The weight of already knowing I probably wasn't gonna make it through school. I just knew I was never gonna finish school. I don't know how to put that. I just felt it in me. I couldn't take it anymore, so I walked my ass 45 minutes home. I was walking kind of slow, I'm not gonna lie. It's not that far. I tried to do some online school, some like, we called it outreach here. I remember telling my mother that I was getting bullied. Her response was, "What did you do to start it?" And then she said, "Nobody bullies someone for no reason." I know why I was bullied? Because I stood up for myself. The only reason why I was bullied is because I stood up for myself in the first place. For the longest time, up until probably very recently, I did not stand up for myself and I kept everything silent. This was 8 years ago now? 8 years ago now, okay? I have kept silent for 8 years. I tried outreach for a good amount of time until it was always like a wrong book, or they didn't give me the book I needed. I went in like 3 or 4 separate times for one damn book. By the end of it, I was so emotionally drained, damaged, fucked up from everything that just happened. I could not do it any longer. I got through that alone. Late in that year, about November, I met my boyfriend. He is the reason why I'm still here today. And then I would just run from everything. I would run from every single thing that happened to me. 2018, around summer, I got my dog. My last dog. His name was Bentley. He was a sweet boy. He was a border collie crossed, we believed, with a black lab. It was just because the back legs were very distinctly like different than like collies normally, right? Rest in peace, my poor boy. He passed August. He was everything to me. It was so hard to love him at first because of what I went through with my other dog and the trauma regarding that. I didn't want to love another dog. I didn't want another dog. I didn't want to love another dog as much as like I did at the same time. It took me probably a month or two to like him and love him and accept that this is the new dog and my other one is gone. He's gone, so it was nice loving another one so much. I believe my last dog was reincarnated the one previously because they were the same in every way except for like one thing. But they both passed at age 6. They both made it to 6 years old. I have a stuffy of him. My boyfriend got me it. He's a little scraggly. I sleep with him every night. That helped with the grief afterwards. That really did help. My one dog was Remington, the one that passed very suddenly in my arms. His name was Remington. He was a German Shepherd, a dark German Shepherd. He was so beautiful and perfect and amazing and sweet. And every night I would go into because he slept in my dad's room, which is just like next to me here. I would go in and I would say goodnight to him and he'd kiss my cheek goodnight every single night. He was my boy. And then I got Bentley again, hard to love him at first. I was so hurt, bro. I was so fucking hurt. And then I loved him more than I've loved any dog or any animal in my life. This is me. So he had everything wrong with him. Like everything, bro. No matter how much time passes, that hurts so bad. Okay. I'll list off what I can remember. Both his hips, the pads or whatever on his hips were gone. So he would have had to have full hip surgery. Bladder stones really badly. When he would urinate, he would bleed, and it was visibly painful for him. When he was a puppy, he had parvo. We had to help him with that, and he survived. So he had arthritis in his hips. His hips were gone. He needed to have surgery. Sorry. Once I finally got him help and got him to the vet, it was literally too late. We spent the next 20 days with him before we could put him down. We gave him arthritis medicine in the meantime. That was so hard to see him, like, visibly suffer. It was hard to see him suffer. The day we put him down, I got to spend the morning with him. Just him and I and my other dog, the pug. I got to spend it with him in the summer heat outside. The whole month it was cloudy and smoky. There was nothing. And that one day it was so sunny, so green out. I'll never forget it. I remember sitting out in the backyard with him, just watching him, making sure he was okay, which he wasn't, but you know, I was there for him. I remember him sitting. It's the worst part. Not the worst part, but it's really hard. He sat down and he looked up at me with full pain in his eyes. Like I could tell he was asking me to take the pain away. He was looking at me in pain, and he was sitting there leaning against like the barbecue, looking at me like, please take me out of this misery. We're sitting there like 3 hours before we put him down. I remember just being like, not much longer. You'll be in pain for not much longer. He passed, and then my father and I drove him to the cremation center where at the time my boyfriend did work. My boyfriend the next morning got to cremate him and do his paw prints for me. The way he got that job was so like, it's like the universe did that because it knew it was coming. What an honor for him to be able to be the one to cremate my dog. And even if it was heartbreaking, it made me feel so good knowing he was in probably the best and safest hands he could be in ever. Yeah, dropped him off. Remember the drive there, him in the back. We were just petting him, and it was so sunny. It hasn't been that sunny since. Low-key, why'd I do this to myself? But that was hard, losing him. That broke me. Lost my mind after that fully. Feeling the grief worse than I ever felt before. Losing all my animals and pets over the years. I think that hurt the most. He was such a sweetie too. I think I'm a little better. Lost my mind. I couldn't control anything. So I put myself through more for no reason. I think once my boyfriend got me this stuffy, it really helped me because then I could hold him again. Hug him again. Bruh. On to a different story. There's gonna be a lot of talking in this video. I'm sorry, like, I did not think I was gonna cry. Otherwise, if you need to know anything about me, so that I stay to myself, I do not have friends. Otherwise, I'm kind of like a homebody now. I used to really like to drink and party and all that. I grew out of that. My love to just relax, do my own thing. But I also love being out in nature, being with birds, being with trees, being with just green everything. Trails, forest area, like, I love it. You can heal despite how you feel, despite what your mind is telling you, the darkness around you. You can get through it. I don't know. It's hard. Everyone's different though too. This may just be words to you. Not everyone's the same, so I don't know. But it'll take a while to get better. You really just gotta enforce kindness into your mind. You just gotta reinforce like positive energy through your veins basically, which is fucking hard when you're depressed. Like, I think that was all for this YouTube video today. Thank you for coming along and watching while I literally just yap your ear off about what I've been through, as if it's interesting at all. It's probably just sad. You're amazing, okay? And let anybody tell you otherwise, because nobody can tell you who you are or what you've been through. It's uniquely your story. I wish you all the best on this fine Friday evening. Yeah, till the next video.